Welcome to Mama Chow and Spicy Wonton, our third episode, which is a special Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year episode. So we usually say in Chinese, 恭喜发财 or 恭喜发财, which means, what does that mean, Mom?
Congratulations, uh,
Wish you have a lot of prosperity.
money. Yeah, money. Cai is money. Okay.
And then this year is the year of the snake, right?
Yes.
So we have a very exciting episode talking about my grandfather, Mama Chow's father, and his journey or escape, if you will, from Shanghai to Hong Kong. And it's like a Hollywood movie script. We're talking about drama, dealing with narrowly missing a train, fortune tellers, natural floods, and disasters. So before we talk about that, though, we just want to talk quickly about the Lunar New Year and traditions we have. Growing up, I didn't have many traditions when it comes to Chinese New Year. My parents didn't tell me a lot of the superstitions or what I should be eating or not eating for good luck. Um, but generally speaking, you're not supposed to wear black around New Year time, right, Mom?
Yes. Most time people wear red.
Wear red. And speaking of wearing, my mom and I were wearing similar outfits. We're like twinning today for New Year's. We got this made in Shanghai, right?
Yes.
Okay, so and then we're gonna jump quickly to this story. And so the context is, if you guys have been, subscribing to the YouTube channel, if not, encourage you to do so, especially the first episode. We talked about my great-grandfather, Zhou Shanpei, and how he was sort of a maverick, but also a masterful kind of politician. He was also an ally of Mao Zedong. But by contrast, my grandfather, Mama Chow's father, was not. He was more outspoken. And so that kind of got him into a little bit of trouble after his father passed away. And so this is a story about why, the context for why he was trying to leave China. And so with that, Mom, I'll turn it over to you to talk about that.
Okay. Since today I'm only going to talk about my father escaped from Shanghai to Hong Kong after he was released from Anhui re-educational camp in the year of 1960s. No, the reason he went to the camp and the experience in the camp, we will be discussed in the future, which will be another very interesting, exciting topic. Okay, after he was released from Anhui after 5 years torture, hard work
Mm-hmm.
in the camp, he arrived at Shanghai by the help of the very important people from Beijing, Zhongnanhai.
Mm-hmm.
They, my grandmother asked them to release him, to help him to get out. So after he came back home, the whole family decided he should not stay in Shanghai for long
Mm-hmm.
to face another risk of to be arrested again.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to Beijing to stay with my aunt, his elder sister, who lived in Beijing for many years. He's very sociable in Beijing, knows a lot of diplomatic people, high level people. So they are all gathered together in Beijing to trying to find out a way how to help him to get out of the country, if possible.
Mm-hmm.
So by then, there's one person very famous, fortune teller. His name called Peng Daxian. Peng is the last name. Daxian means like a big goddess. He graduated from
Goddess, but he's male. He's not female.
his male. He's male. He graduated from Cambridge University with a major of philosophy. So everybody wants to see him, to
Mm-hmm.
ask him their future. Those days, the only two reasons people searching for fortune teller. Number one, is there any opportunity I can get out of the country? Number two, will I be arrested? Any possibility I'll be arrested or risk? And it's so totally different than nowadays. Nowadays, people searching for a fortune teller too. The only question is money, or health, maybe health too. But those days, you cannot say you have money. You don't want the money. Because money will bring you big trouble.
Mhm.
So
It was
through my
anti-capitalist. It was giving you trouble because it was an anti-capitalist regime. They
yeah,
didn't look very kindly at wealthy, folks.
yes. Okay, my aunt spent a lot of effort trying to make the connection between Chow family and Peng Daxian.
Hmm.
Finally, she got it. So she introduced him, my father, to Peng Daxian.
Hmm.
When they meet, Peng Daxian told my father that you will be able to get out with a very important VIP help from Beijing. So we don't
Influential.
know whom, influential, very influential person, but we don't know whom
Mm.
by then. And also the second important answer he gave to my father is, you will be able to get out by latest by this day. This is the
Hmm.
best day you have to leave Shanghai. So my father said, okay, this guy is so daring, so confident. Pick one day out of 365 days. How confident this guy can be, right?
Hmm.
So okay, they try very hard to find a connection between my grandfather's uh, old friend in Beijing, with a high official, the connection.
His influential friends that had ties to the Communist Party, they were trying
Yeah,
to
still
tap into
many,
that. Yeah.
still many. So finally, they got to find out the one guy called, uh, what's the name? He's a very important guy. He made a connection to then, now, and in the future, the most famous Prime Minister of China, Zhou Enlai. He's the
Hmm.
most famous Prime Minister. So he sent a letter to Zhou Enlai, ask him to help Zhou Sanpei's family member to get out of the country.
Hmm.
And finally, the permission granted.
Yeah.
They got it granted for 4 people from Chow family to
Okay,
leave the
but
country.
and so bottom line, he was able to get Zhou Enlai, who's a very well-known political figure, basically equivalent of the foreign affairs minister at the time, to grant approval. And he gave several approvals to your father's family and included your father. However, when the government official came to your family's house, your grandmother saw it and said, wait a minute, your sister was not included in the list of approvals. So she basically sent it back to the official and said, we need to have my granddaughter, who is your sister, also included. And because of that, your father could not leave on the original date that was indicated in that approval, right?
So the first minister of United Front Department gives us 4 tickets with the dates, the train ticket,
Mhm.
soft sleeper. The dates is not the day Peng Daxian mentioned,
The
but
fortune teller.
I fortune teller. So my father says, so what? It's not so important. We just want to get out. When the dates nearby, the minister came again, say, I'm sorry, you cannot go. Here is the permission for 5 people, including your granddaughter. You can go. The first time you cannot go, the second time, another letter comes with 5 tickets.
Yeah, you already
But
said
this
that. Yeah.
time, well, 5. With the dates, it's not a date. And a few days later, the minister came again. He said, okay, due to the weather, the Yangtze River was
Hmm.
flooding in the Yangtze River. So the train cannot go through. Your trip delay cannot go that day. So this is the latest ticket. You can go leave from Shanghai to Guangzhou. When
Hmm.
my father looked at the dates, it is the exact dates the fortune teller told him. So how amazing, how incredible the things happen this way, right? So they left Shanghai by train to Guangzhou. The same day, my father got the 1 ticket on the boat from Guangzhou to Auckland,
Hmm.
Macau. There's only one ticket available. Very next morning, the two policemen knock on my grandmother's hotel door,
Yep.
asking to see the gentleman with glass. My
Hmm.
father is short-sighted with very serious short-sighted problem.
Hmm.
My grandmother said, my son just left yesterday. And they said, why you did not notify us?
Hmm.
My grandma said, it was not required. We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they
So
got the
that's how,
approval to leave,
yeah,
so I guess
so he left.
it didn't really mean it. I guess it was a fake approval, but they did get the approval to leave, so she had no,
Because
yeah.
the Guangzhou is different territory. They can do
Hmm.
something else, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's another risky trip,
So
let's
he
say.
barely was able to escape, basically. That's why the timing was so important, because if he had left later, he probably would have been caught by the police because they were looking at for him in Guangzhou. And also because of all the coincidences with timing, with the historic flood, and what the fortune teller said is all sort of a confluence of events, if you will.
Yes.
And then you were joining him because he had left earlier, right? So you left later. We're not
Okay, you
getting
see,
into your escape story, but
no,
you basically joined him later.
because of my family is such a big family, and we all escaped from China to Hong Kong in
Hmm.
four group of people. My
Okay.
father left the second group,
Oh,
first
okay.
group and my uncle,
Yeah.
second group, and the third group and the fourth group.
Okay.
So we left. Me and my mother left Shanghai next year,
Yeah.
1962.
Okay. So it's a good thing you left because, as much as we all love, Gong Gong Mama Chow's father, if he stayed, it would have been risky, right? For him
Yeah,
and the
definitely.
family to stay. So it was a good thing that it worked out that way. So thank you everybody for joining us, and apologies for the little technical glitch. I know the screen froze for a second, but we want to wish everybody a happy Chinese Lunar New Year.
Thank you, everybody.
And
Thank
don't
you.
forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.